So in this video, we're going to be putting the engine back into the 240, as you can see back here. We already fixed the engine, that's all good to go. Now, like I said, it's pretty much just drop it in. As you can see, we have the engine bay all painted, everything is good to go. Just like I said, just drop the motor in, put the motor mounts on, and we should be all set. Harness is all here. We didn't do anything with the harness, we didn't take any harness out, did any of that. So that should be pretty simple. Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about besides just show you us putting it in. But yeah, we got to get it on the hoist. I know I didn't really show of us getting it in, but we already had it. We already got it in, and you can see we got the transmission bolted up to the engine, and that took us a while because of the input shaft and all that, and getting the engine to, you know, sit right, like this way and then also this way. It was just, so we got that done. Now all we need is to throw the starter in and all the harness over here. Pretty much just run into the injectors and everything, motor mounts, the headers, and just things like that. And for the headers, we have to throw those in right now because when we got them out, we couldn't take them down or up, so we had to like loosen the motor to get them in. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna throw the headers in right now. And like I said, so I don't know where I was at because my camera just kind of like stopped because it didn't have any memory. But like I was saying, I gotta bang the headers because as you can see right there, it's got like a little mark on the steering shaft that's been hitting on the headers. So I have to bang the headers real quick to get it. I don't even remember what it was hitting, but I have to bang them out so it doesn't hit. And like I said, intake and all that, which is all easy stuff, motor mounts. But yeah, we're doing good. My car looks awesome with the pink, and then with the once it has its fenders, you won't be able to see any of this or the harness or any of that. So good. So the engine is the engine's in now, and I have the motor mounts already bolted up and everything. Fuel lines, I think, yeah, my dad already did those. And then I just need to put the upper radiator hose, the cold air rice intake, bolt up the power steering, and put my O2 sensor that doesn't work in. But yeah, hopefully we can get it running. Hater. We're about to go grab some pizza in the Stand 720.
And some Starbucks.
And some Starbucks. Majority of the harness is all plugged in and good to go. I'm not gonna put the electric fan on right now because it was like shorting out when it was in there, because like the switch I guess that I had, they took it off, and the wires, the live wires, were touching each other. So I'm not gonna put that right now, just to start it up. And oh, it's just gonna overheat, so I'm not really gonna run it, but I'll put that in another day. And then right now I'm just gonna bolt up the rest of the exhaust because it's open headers right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna be starting it today, but as you can see, it's nighttime like all my videos. But yeah, just 3 bolts and then the full exhaust. Got the ricer intake on. We're chilling. Corey said he wanted to do the exhaust, so I let him do that. He was begging me that he wanted to do it, so I just let him. He said he wanted to work on the car, so.
I think this nut is stripped.
You stripped the nut?
I didn't strip it, it's not freaking turning.
You stripped the nut?
No, I didn't. It hasn't worked the whole freaking time.
Oh my god. Alright, well, we're gonna figure that right now. He wasn't begging me, I was just kidding. I kind of gave up and
quit vlogging and work on your car.
Alright, well, everything is good to go except for Corey. He's over there lagging and he can't get that on.
I ain't lagging.
And
you couldn't get it either.
It's pretty like exciting because we don't know if this is gonna work. If you guys didn't know, it pretty much had rod knock, which is like a messed up rod bearing, and we put new bearings in, 20 bucks. So it's kind of like, it might work, it might not work. It's not like it's a new motor or something, so it just makes it more, what's the word? It makes it more exciting to see if it's gonna work or not. But let me see if I could find this.
I don't think you gave me the right side socket on the muffler side.
So this is a spun rod. If you guys don't know what it means, it's just what it sounds like. One of the rod bearings, it's spun, and these are 2 different bearings, and one, it kind of just slipped and went into the other one, and this is what makes rod knock. But yeah, this was on the number 4 cylinder, and the crank and everything is still from this like wreckage, I guess if you want to call it. But we didn't do anything. We didn't resurface it or polish it or any of that, so it's all in there, so we don't know if it's gonna work or not. The crank might be bent, but for 20 bucks we're taking a chance. Hopefully this fixes it. Like I said, it's probably gonna be temporarily, but I mean yeah, hopefully we start it soon. Get that fixed?
No.
Oh my god, fucking Corey. We're about to give it a go and see if she starts. Hopefully she does, because we didn't really mess with a lot of stuff, but yeah. As you guys just saw, it started and I let off the gas and it revved all the way up to 2,000 RPMs by itself. So what I'm thinking is that one of the couplers for this rice intake is probably loose, and there's, you know, some vacuum line, so it's getting too much air and it's kind of just revving up by itself. At least I'm hoping. So as you can see, it's running. Doesn't sound the healthiest. We still need to figure out what's making all that noise. But like Corey said, what'd you say, it's healthier?
What? I said it doesn't run, or it doesn't sound perfect, but at least it's running.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, a temporary fix. I don't plan on, you know, fully fixing it or just that, but I don't know, it's running now. And then the idle's still a little off. It's like jumping all over the place. So I don't know if I need a new idle air control valve or what's the deal. We still need to figure that out, but at least it starts and it stays on by itself, so that's good. Thank you, Corey. My dad. Yeah. Thumbs up. So we turned it on and we noticed, well, Corey noticed that it was kind of like overheating a little because it was getting really hot, and the coolant overflow was like dripping coolant on the floor. And obviously you can see I don't have my coolant overflow. And so the car came with this like electric fan because obviously they deleted the clutch fan, the previous owner. So that's why it was overheating, because it had no fan. So that's pretty stupid. We totally forgot about that. But we kind of like jerry rigged this. So we got the, I think it's a ground, or no, it's a power. Got a ground there, and then all these wires that was going inside. And one time I was driving it and I was hitting, every time I hit the brakes, that was like sparking under the brake pedal. I was like, what is that? So we figured out it was that. So I'm gonna put this switch, you can't see it, but just a basic switch, just for right now. Just kind of throw it like in the dash or somewhere, like, yeah, you know. But I'm gonna do this a lot cleaner, but I just want to test drive it right now real quick because it started, and why wouldn't I want to test drive it? So we're gonna do that just so it doesn't overheat, and then go for a test drive. So as you guys can see, rod knock once again. That rod knock look, not doing us so well. The 4KA that could. So I'm kind of bummed that this happened, but I mean, for 20 bucks, what do you expect? And another thing is, we never checked the crank to see if it was bent or scored or any of that. We kind of just looked at it with the naked eye, and obviously you can't even tell with the naked eye. It wasn't that bent to that extreme, but with the crank, the slightest bent can really, you know, mess it up. So in theory, what I think happened is that the crank was a little bent. So obviously it should be rotating like normal like this, but since it was a little bent, it was kind of like all wobbly and everywhere, and it pretty much just ate the brand new bearings, which is probably what happened to the previous owner. He probably did the same thing and it happened. But it's no biggie though. It really sucks that the car is kind of broken out, but I mean, it's cool that me and my dad pulled our first motor, got the engine bay painted. We actually got the car running, so that's cool because we got it to fire up, and I just drove it around, and that was a blast. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't running right, so I knew like as soon as I pulled it out of my driveway, it wasn't running right. But I mean, I still had a blast driving it because, like I said, I don't know if you guys know, but this is my dream car, and to be able to drive my dream car, it's the biggest thing ever. I know it'll be a lot better when I get to drive it, when it has it working full, like good motor. But yeah. I'm just gonna end this on a positive thought. You know, I can't really talk right now, but I'm gonna end it on a positive thought. We got to pull our motor. We know how to pull a KA It's really simple and easy, so whenever we pull this out and put another KA or whatever the case may be, me and my dad are already prepared for that, so that's good. We learned how to do that, and yeah, I failed, but I learned something, so that's always, you know, a very good, valuable lesson, that I learned something from my mistakes. So next time I get an engine with rod knock, I'm gonna go to the machine shop, and hopefully you guys learn from this. Don't do what I did. Take it to the machine shop. Yes, it might cost more money and all that, but it'll be worth it because it'll run right. You won't have any problems of like things like this. But like I said, we learned, and that's just a plus. We learned. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.